Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 22nd. Sorry, I'm just dropping cards here. Knight of Swords wanting to pop out, but I don't take pop outs. We're going to jump right in here, and we are going to see what is going on for you. In your first row, we're going to look at your current general energies that are going to be coming up for you this week. In your second row, we're going to look at any messages from your future self. Full moon in Scorpio. There you go. So you are kind of showing up in the area of your future self. In your next row, we're going to look at anything unexpected that could be coming in for you this week, and it does look pretty good, actually, what's coming in for you. And in your last row, we're going to look at any messages from your guides or, your ancestors, whatever you want to call them. And then at the end, on top of all that, if you can believe it, we're going to take a look, and we're going to pull 3 yes or no question cards. I am going to give you time to answer those questions, or to ask those questions. Then I'm going to reveal the cards. In your first row here for your current general energies, you have the Sun card, and it says Source on it. I actually feel this is kind of saying the word source in the literal sense. I feel you are pulling energy from something this week, and I would continue to do it, whatever it is. Like if you are, especially you have the Queen of Cups in your first row. I'll show you in a minute. And sometimes the Queen of Cups to me can represent getting energy from just something that you resonate with. She represents kind of like your heart, the things that you want to put your heart and soul into. And that could be anything. Could be love, could be money, could be a business, could be a book you're writing, a project, whatever. But just in the simple act of doing that, putting your energy into something could be giving you a lot of energy. And I kind of feel that for you with this Sun card. You have the Seven of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. Number one, I would definitely, it's time to release negativity. I mean, literally, in your next row, you have that it's time to release negativity card. I don't really see the Seven of Swords as a negative card, believe it or not. To me, it's actually a positive card. Golden cards in the tarot, I don't care what anyone says, traditionally, golden cards in the tarot were meant to be positive, even though this is the Seven of Swords, right? The reason the Seven of Swords is positive is because he's doing something in a different way. He's not going to war with this army in the background. He's stealing those swords from the army so they can't be used in battle the next day. So it's like he's going to war without killing anyone. He's going to war, he's doing it in a better way. Seven of Swords, to me, always comes up. Number one, yes, it can say that there's lying, cheating, stealing going on in your life, but this is not Kim Kardashian tarot. This is not Oprah tarot. I'm not going to sit here talking about cheating and all that other stuff that people talk about. Plenty of readers do it. Go watch them, right? But what I am going to tell you is that, to me, it represents doing things in a different way. The other thing that's interesting is in this deck, he does not have any polka dots on his cloak. Polka dots in the tarot represent kind of needing to have fun, needing to do things that you enjoy doing. And I feel this is saying, I kind of feel that there are no polka dots because there need to be polka dots. I feel like something in your life needs more playfulness added to it. And this is something that's come up for all 3 water signs, so it's definitely something I would focus on. Next, you have the Page of Pentacles. I feel new love for you. It's weird. Again, all of a sudden, all 3 water signs have had something about love entering into their life. So there definitely could be some solid love potential coming in for you. I do feel this is communication that's coming in for you. And I mean, just to me, it couldn't be any more clear. Page of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, communication, Knight of Cups, Knight in Shining Armor. And again, doesn't matter what gender you're interested in. This is just a person who takes your breath away, leaves you breathless, right? Just like that Wilson Phillips song. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Probably not. To the Fool. Fool says, take the risk, 2 of Cups, soulmate. It's like, could be any clearer. I would say if someone leaves you breathless, then it might be, and if they're into Wilson Phillips, there you go. There's your answer. Next, you have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups, to me, is saying focus on your heart. She is staring at that cup. The funny thing is, Scorpio, is that I read Queen of Cups as you. I know a lot of readers read her as Cancer. I kind of read her as both, but personally, to me, she is your energy, so I read her as you. But she's staring at that cup that almost really looks like a trophy. It doesn't really look like a cup. To me, it really says she really values her feelings, how things make her feel. 8 of Wands, all about your feelings. And look at this, Queen of Cups to the 8 of Wands to the 6 of Wands. It's like literally focusing on your feelings, directing your feelings towards things you want is not only going to make things happen faster. 8 of Wands is a card of things happening quickly, but it's also going to lead to a victory or success or excellence with the 6 of Wands. Pretty crazy reading. I like how this is lining up. I love it. So we're going to clarify this first position right away. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Hierophant. Doing things differently. Hierophant is inside the box thinking. This whole entire reading is saying to me, outside the box thinking is going to be your best friend. As I've said to everyone, I feel like that's true for everyone. At the beginning of the month, we had that triple conjunction in Taurus between Uranus, the North Node, and Mars. It was really at the end of July that it was conjunct, but what I would say here is that, to me, that is like the need to be flexible, but also find new ways of doing things. So I'd say outside the box thinking is going to be very beneficial for you. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Swords. You might be resistant to love, or you might be a little bit questioning love. Look, it doesn't even want to focus. That kind of tells me that maybe you don't see things clearly. So again, I'm not telling you what to do. If you truly don't want love in your life, then of course, then, I don't think we have to be in a relationship, right? But if you do want love in your life, this could be a person, and maybe you're just not seeing them clearly at first, or I don't really feel it's saying give this person a second chance or anything. I just feel like it's saying that maybe just being a little bit more open to the potential with a person could just kind of lead to a more like an unfolding energy is what I get here. With the Queen of Cups, and by the way, I do feel like some of you are just worried about love in general. Like, you're asking the questions, will I have love in my life? Like those types of worries. And I would say yes, very clearly. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Ace of Swords, a victory coming in for you here with the Ace of Swords. Another card of communication, by the way. So clearly there is communication coming in for you between you and a person. It's like, take it how it resonates. It's either you communicating with them or them communicating with you. But I do feel it'll be a victory, just plain and simple. Next, for the messages from your future self, you have this full moon in Scorpio. It says it's time to release negativity. So I definitely feel it's time for you to release the negative energies in your life, the things that you feel are holding you back. I kind of feel like this is true for everyone right now. If we just kind of like look at things that are going on in the world, then I feel like it's pretty easy to see that like the old ways of doing things don't work. And again, this is not a statement on like really anything other than it's like there are better ways that we could probably do pretty much everything. To me, this goes back to Saturn and Capricorn, which we had that started in 2017. Of course, Saturn is not in Capricorn anymore, but we're going to be dealing with that energy until 27 years from now or something like that when it comes back. And then when it comes back, it's like going to be like, did you learn the lessons or not? So we need to release negativity, but I also feel a sense of efficiency. It's like sometimes things that aren't efficient are negative, right? They create negativity in our life. If we're wasting a bunch of time on something in work, for example, and we're not making money, that could be negative. If we're wasting a bunch of time dating people who aren't serious, right, that could be negative. And I kind of feel like that's what this is talking about. I don't think it's so much talking about the feeling of negativity, if that makes sense. I feel like it's more talking about creating positivity in the sense that you're doing things that lead to a result, right? I hope that makes sense. You have the Page of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, let's start there. I feel it is saying, don't rush into things, number one. Number two, don't make decisions too quickly. Remember what I was saying with that Nine of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. I feel like your future self is saying this, I really feel that's what I'm seeing here. It's like a flower opening up in my head. And I feel you need to allow some things in your life to take the time to develop, right? And it could be love, but it doesn't have to be. It could be a project you're working on or a business you want to start or an idea you have. To me, the astrology that we're dealing with, this makes perfect sense. I feel for a lot of people, it's like they could have an idea, but they feel like maybe the world isn't ready yet, or maybe they feel like there aren't enough people who would be interested. Reminds me of my channel, not to toot my own horn here, Scorpio, but it's like when I started this channel, in my mind, I was like, if I hit 10,000 subs, that'll blow me away, right? And, at the time when I started over 7 years ago now, there were no readers that had over 10,000 subs, not period, right? There weren't any that were even close to 100,000. So, at that time, very, I don't want to say small because 10,000 is still a lot, but, that was the upper limit as far as I was concerned, right? So here I am, almost 700,000. It's like you never know how big something can get, right? If I didn't allow the channel to develop, if I didn't continue to work on it, I would have never figured out what was possible. I get that feeling for you here where, you could be thinking about an idea that you want to start. Maybe you're saying to yourself, nobody would be interested in my worm farm. Nobody would be interested in, whatever the hell you do. I don't care, right? I support all of it, all your crazy ideas. I feel that there is a much higher upper limit than you realize. And I don't even think there is a limit. Eight of Wands is like no limits, card of success, card of a quick conclusion. Eight of Wands is also a card of your communication with people, but it's also the words that you use on yourself and the words that you put out into the world. So I would be using more of those positive, expansive words with that Eight of Wands. And finally, you have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups, number one, definitely could be love. I do feel there is love clearly around you at this time, but also this could be your imagination. He's looking at that fish, and that fish could be something that he needs to create in this world. So I feel there are things that you could be creating at this time, and again, I feel you just don't see how big things possibly could be. And so I would get working. With that Page of Cups, you have the Four of Cups. Again, I do feel, I'm not criticizing you here at all, Scorpio, I just want to put that out there, but I do feel you've had some maybe disappointments in the recent past as far as love is concerned. So maybe you're feeling a little bit standoffish, or maybe you're feeling like you're not ready to open back up to love. Obviously, don't rush it, of course, but, I do feel if a person is coming into your life at this time, that it is the right time. I mean, you might be thinking, is this person going to disappoint me, and, all these other things. Like I said, number one, I would release the negative thoughts, right? Focus on the positive. Number two, like I've said all year, the answer to 2022 is a Justice card. You put a little energy in. If they return the energy, then you put a little bit more in. If they return the energy, you go back and forth like that, cause and effect. That's how I think of relationships right now. And you shouldn't be, I'm not saying get a notebook and be like, I did this today, so are they going to do exactly the same thing? It's more about, like, for the most part, are they reciprocating? Are they returning the energy are they matching it at all? I feel if you do that, you'll be fine. If you don't, obviously, that's when we get taken advantage of. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Six of Swords. I feel a lot of improvements coming in for you, Scorpio, just in general, especially in regards to things that you put your energy into. Eight of Wands, again, is your words. It could be how you talk about the things that you're working on. It's like you're shooting those wands into the sky. Traditionally, Eight of Wands was the arrows of love. Like you're telling the universe what you want in love. The universe is responding. I kind of see it as what Esther Hicks calls your rockets of desire. We're always desiring something. We're basically telling the universe what we want, and the universe is responding. I feel like as long as you're sticking to the positive, then major improvements. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, again, Eight of Swords is only seeing one way of doing things, so Eight of Swords has been coming up a lot. I would just open up to multiple ways of pretty much doing everything that you do in your life that's going to lead to the most success. And we said this basically with the Hierophant and the Seven of Swords. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this Chop Wood card. It's kind of like a card of getting to work. I do feel that some of you, number one, could be surprising yourselves with projects that you're working on at this time. You could be saying like, oh, there's a bunch of retrogrades coming up. I shouldn't be working on these projects. I actually would say go for it with this energy, because I feel like you're going to be successful. And again, you might be surprising yourself with the amount of energy that you actually have. I also feel this could say that you're surprised by the results that you're getting, and that could be what's unexpected, especially with this Six of Wands. So you have the Six of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. I feel that this could kind of be the surprising part of this energy is the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is how well something is being received. So if you're like starting any new projects, any new businesses, I feel what's unexpected is how well it's going to be received. I also feel, there's this horse here, and horses in the tarot represent support. They represent, like people coming in to support you, or whatever, situations, pretty much everything. And you have the Knight of Cups next, which he's also on a white horse. So I feel part of the surprising thing is if you're starting like a new business, a new project, the people or the situations that kind of come into play, the things that help you move forward, it's almost as if there's more of those things showing up in your life, not less. And I feel maybe you're a little bit used to less, right? Next, you have the Knight of Cups. So definitely a knight in shining armor coming in for you if you want love. I feel there could be a lot of love coming in for you with this energy. Also a lot of happiness as well. For some reason I'm getting happiness here. I don't really necessarily look at the Knight of Cups as a card of happiness. To me, he's more of a dreamy energy. To me, he's imagining what he wants his future life to look like, and he's working towards it, which is great, which I feel like you're doing. But I get a lot of happiness here. And if this is love, if it's like a knight in shining armor type person, I do feel you will be kind of very happy to be with that person. Again, I don't think we should be with people to be happy, but I do feel this person provides happiness. Next, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is a card of experimentation. Again, I feel you're surprising yourself by what's working. Nine of Wands to me says throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. I'm going to show you this. Seven of Swords, Hierophant, Eight of Wands, Six of Swords, Nine of Wands. Literally saying, stepping outside the box. Nine of Wands is my card of experimentation. Trying new things is going to lead to a lot of success. To me, this fits in very well with the astrology. With the Six of Wands, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands, a card of experimentation. Five of Wands is a card of going on adventure. It's my card I call Indiana Jones. So I feel like it's worth it if you're starting something new. It can also be a card of like childish energy in the sense that, it could be dealing with some jealousy or gossip. Six of Wands, traditionally, there's a person in the back of the Six of Wands who kind of has like a face looking at the person on the horse, it kind of represents a little bit of jealousy, gossip, or whatever. And really the answer here is to ignore it. You're on the horse, they're not, right? So really it's saying that you're experiencing jealousy because you're becoming more successful. That's usually when that happens. So I just ignore it completely, but you could be experiencing some jealousy. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Ace of Cups. It's definitely like a true love offer coming in for you. So if you want love, I do feel that there could be a true love offer coming in for you, something that makes you very happy with the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is like your emotions overflowing, being really, really happy by what you are receiving. So I feel there's a lot of happiness with this Ace of Cups energy. I feel like your emotions are overflowing, like I said. I feel like it'd be safe to take the risk. Again, I don't want to bounce back and forth here, but just, again, going to this Fool, the Fool really tells me in this row here, new person, communication, like I said, offer of love. The Fool says, take the leap of faith. See what happens. I feel this could be a very good connection for you. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups. You have the Queen of Cups twice. Again, I feel as long as you're doing what you love, then things are going to go very well for you. This came up quite a bit in the mid-monthly readings for August, and it just seems to me that the universe is like saying there could be some things you want to work on that people are like, okay, nobody loves worm farms, even though maybe you love your worm farm if you happen to have one. But, it's like maybe you feel that people in your life or the situations wouldn't allow, or maybe society doesn't allow for people to just be worm farmers, but maybe it's where your heart is at. Right? And I feel like this is encouraging you to move towards your heart, not what other people are telling you to do. And again, I feel this is true for everyone based off the astrology, but if you have a crazy idea, if you want to make a change in your life, some sort of reinvention, which we see here next from messages from your guides, you have the snake. This right here is an Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. The Ouroboros represents reinvention. So I feel like as far as your guides are concerned, they are encouraging you to reinvent yourself, to make the change, to do the things that you desire to do the things that your heart belongs to, whatever that may be. And so I see like a major reinvention here. You have the Five of Cups, the Fool, and the Two of Cups. Again, the Five of Cups, a lot of this thinking in your reading where I feel some of you could be thinking about past disappointments, past situations that you've been through. But Five of Cups is about being grateful for these Two Cups. And, it's a card of needing to be grateful to get over the sadness. But once he's grateful for what he does have, he sees this bridge and this castle over here. So it's like you don't just get the two cups. You get the bridge and the castle by being grateful for what you do have. And I would definitely encourage gratitude at this time. I think, even, just looking at things like the recession and, I've heard a lot of stories of people making less money and things like that. Trust me, it's hard. I totally understand. But at the same time, I feel like, observing it, I've told this story before. The other day, Esther Hicks blew my mind by talking about kind of the difference between observing and thinking. Such a simple concept, but it was one of those mind blowers for me, right? Where it's like, holy crap, yeah, we really do just observe things as they are. We don't think enough about how we want them to be. It's like looking at something and saying, this is what it is. It's like, really doesn't help, but thinking, maybe that could change things. So I feel that's the Five of Cups. Next, you have the Fool. I do feel it's saying it's time to take a leap of faith, time for you to definitely maybe take a leap of faith towards that person, that Knight of Cups, if you are looking for love. I feel like this person is very loyal. There's this dog here, which represents loyalty. I also feel like they're very pure. This rose here, the white rose in the tarot represents purity. So I feel for a lot of you, could be attracting someone who's not only loyal, but has very pure intentions as well. And finally, you have the Two of Cups, which is like a perfect match. So I do feel if this is love, this could be a perfect match. If not, guess what? Two of Cups is you and your higher self. Two of Cups is something that your heart resonates with. So if you're having dreams, daydreams, pretty much anything, then I would say definitely move towards your heart, what you are feeling you should be working on. There's this staff here as well, which is a staff of Hermes, which is tied to Mercury. Tons of communication in this reading. I actually haven't had a reading like this in a long time, where I feel like there's a lot of communication coming in. Or again, if this is a person that you're interested in or they're interested in you, this looks like heavy communication to me. So I feel for some of you, you are receiving like communication from a person. We're going to clarify. With that Five of Cups, you have the the Page of Swords. Page of Swords, I feel, is saying explore new things. Page of Swords is a card of curiosity. So I would be curious about, the things that you can be grateful for that you do have in your life. With the Fool, again, you have the Knight of Cups. Basically, the universe saying, I meant what I said. It is time for you to take a leap of faith towards this Knight in Shining Armor. I feel like for some of you, it's like maybe you are the one that has to reach out, right? I do get that feeling here for some reason. So again, if you have your eye on like an earth sign, or it could be a water sign, but I would say if it's like a water sign, they're heavy earth based off that Page of Pentacles coming up first. But it probably is just an earth sign, just throwing it out there. Then I would make a move. Although you do have the Page of Cups here, so could be a water sign. But I would, reach out or do whatever you got to do. They might need to be the one that reaches out here. But again, I would say that they probably will, based off this reading. With the Two of Cups, you have the Strength card. Yeah, I feel like you've almost earned this. Like, again, if this is a relationship, this is a very solid relationship that you have probably earned. The Strength card says you have been strong for a very long time in love. And that's probably the thing that is attracting love into your life in the first place. We're going to pull 3 yes or no question cards now here, Scorpio. So go ahead and we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Feel free to pause this reading if you need to think of your questions. 1, 2, 3. And we're just going to do a quick yes or no. For question number 1, I would say yes. You have the Hangman here. You're the second sign that has had the Hangman as the first question, which is weird. But I actually feel like yes for you. I feel that it's just saying you're ready to make a move. For question number 2, yes, definitely yes, 9 of Cups, total fulfillment. I feel you need to do a little bit more imagining. This whole entire reading is kind of, again, observing versus thinking. It's like you can observe things all day long as they are, but it does nothing. But thinking about how you want things to be, that's where you get the ideas, the insights, the actions that you could take to move things in the right direction. 9 of Cups is about soaking in an energy. He is fulfilled because he has been fulfilled before, as I always say. It's like he is meant to look fulfilled, and he's about to receive more fulfillment. And so the whole point of the card is that before we can have something, we have to be in the energy. So whatever you're asking about, go be in the energy of whatever that is. And finally, for your last card, I would actually say yes, you have the 4 of Swords. I feel like you're hoping and praying for something. I do feel like it's going to come in. I also feel this is saying don't rush it. Like whatever your question is, I feel like you could be asking like, am I going to get approved for this? Or is this person going to communicate with me? Or whatever you're asking. I feel like it's time-based, but I also feel this card is saying don't rush the situation. All in all, really good reading. Love it. So thank you for being here, Scorpio. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.